Alright, so here's how I do lettering. I usually use Photoshop or Illustrator to come up with exactly what design I'm going to do. You can always sketch it out on paper first, and then what I like to use is Ceril paper. It's wax-free. It comes in several different colors. Never a fan of graphite. It doesn't show up. I always use white and blue, depending on the surface color. So, put Ceril paper underneath, and then literally just outline exactly. And it doesn't have to be like precise, but it just gives you reference point. So I already went ahead and did all of that. Once you lift, it'll leave exactly what you're gonna be painting. So I'm gonna take that off. And prior to doing any of this, I used isopropyl alcohol. This was sprayed with car paint, so I don't have to have a worry. Otherwise, use just grease and wax remover, because isopropyl alcohol is awesome and is definitely my favorite, but if it's something that's been spray painted, it will take the spray paint off. So that's my prep work. Like I said, isopropyl alcohol, wipe it down with a paper towel or a soft cloth, and then put your stencil down. Ceril paper goes underneath, trace it all out, and then lift. I'm going to be using, I already ran my brush through some mineral spirits. This is extra small lettering quill, my favorite brand brush. And this is, I think, as small as you can go is a XXS. Anyway, we're gonna be doing green with a white outline. And just kind of palette your brush, get it all fully loaded. You don't want it too thin, but you don't want it too thick to where it's clumpy or dragging. And I always do bottom up, especially if you're working with something that's vertical. Your paint will go a lot further as gravity kind of helps you. And the cool thing about that Ceril paper, you might be able to see, is that you can kind of still see it, you know, just barely there. Once this is fully dry, you can take water and a paper towel and wipe it completely off, and you will have never known that it was ever there. I would start bottom, push down a little bit, stop, come back to the bottom, go up, connect, about dead middle, lick up. Bottom to the top. And you want to make sure too that you're keeping an even line weight for all of it, that it's the same thickness and same angle, and that'll help too whenever you map it all out like I did. And it's just kind of follow the lines, but at least that way you don't have to guess what angle you're going at. And like I said, you can either sketch it out. I like to use my programs. You can absolutely doodle it out. You can even doodle your line, you know, your thickness of your letter out too. That way you have nice even spacing between your letters. You don't want them too jammed up or crowded. And you can always come back too if you want to fix just the endings a little bit. Yeah, bottom up. And then this one, G's, I normally go from top down. because I can kind of stop. And you don't have to exactly follow, you know, yours. Just keep it consistent, whatever you end up doing with the endings and the tops of your letters. I always like E's. I always think everyone has a favorite letter, but E's you can go like that. A's sometimes I'll kind of almost make them look like I'm doing an O. And then I'll do the back part. And notice too, I'm touching down, pushing down, lifting up, and stopping. And that's it. And I'm going to come back around this with some white outline. White highlight, really. And clean my brush off. And you never want to pull the hairs. You always just want to squeeze it. You don't want to pull the hairs through the paper towel. You just want to squeeze and pull the brush through. And then sometimes even just swirling it around in some of the Oneshot's reducer will help take a little bit more of the paint left or out of the brush. All right, so my next favorite brush is my Kafka 50. See if I can make my camera focus. There we go. Love this brush. It's awesome. I keep my brushes in oil. Bondago makes a great brush oil. When I first started, I used motor oil, and I made fun of from all the pinstriper people who have been around forever. And some people still use it. I mean, it's whatever. It's as long as you clean it all out of your brush. But this is Kafka's script liner, and it has super tiny tip. And they go all the way up to like a size 8. Like this is a 4. And you can see the difference. The 550 is the smallest brush that he makes. But it's great. I mean, it has really nice tip to it. Especially doing like cartoon outlines. Awesome. All right, so we got some white. We're gonna go back. I'm just gonna give it like a little highlight top line. And I always hold, the camera's not zoomed out, but I always hold my hand with the other hand just to steady it, just for that initial touchdown. If it's too close, I mean, don't even worry about it. Don't try and like cram some paint in. You'll regret it. And just remember your light source when you're doing this too. You know, if your sun's coming top down, you're gonna be touching on all the upper left sides of all the letters. And I think that wraps it up. So that is it.